Hello everyone, my name is Ivo and welcome to Cooking with the Koyas. We have here one beautiful pork tenderloin and we are going to marinate this, folks, in a fantastic brine that's going to enhance the flavor so nicely. We're going to bake it and then finish it off with a lacquer finish, kind of like a glaze. It's going to be absolutely amazing. Let's get started right now. So the brine we're going to make is very easy to do and it makes for a great marinade. We're going to start with 1 cup of water, and you want it at room temp or cold. You don't want it hot. And then we're going to add 1 1/2 teaspoons of table salt. And then let's get that dissolved. There we go. Now to our salt water, we're going to add 1 tablespoon of sweet paprika. So in goes our paprika. 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. In that goes 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. This is going to add some color and a nice hint of saltiness and flavor. 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, and then our next secret ingredient, 3 tablespoons of maple syrup. Okay, 1, 2, 3 tablespoons of maple syrup. All right, that, folks, is the basis for our brine. Mix it all together. One more secret ingredient, of course. All right, it's mixed all together. And the last ingredient, we got to have an Italian twist to this. Okay, well, garlic's not Italian, but we're going to use 3 cloves of garlic. Crushed, and then just roughly chopped. That's it. In it goes. Okay, now, quite simply, into a plastic bag it all goes. We take our beautiful pork tenderloin. In the bag it goes. I'm going to seal the bag and remove as much air as possible so that it sits in the brine mainly. There we go. Done. This now has to sit in this beautiful, flavorful brine for at least 2 hours. It could go up to 4 hours, so anytime in that range. I'm going to aim closer to the 2 hours because we're getting closer to dinner time. So in the refrigerator it goes, and I'll keep it in there, and every half hour or so I'll just turn it around just to make sure that everything stays completely marinated in this brine. All right, we'll come back in about 2 hours. So it's been just over 2 hours and our tenderloin has been marinating nicely in that beautiful brine we put together. So now let's get our lacquer finish, more or less like a glaze, ready. And to do that, we are going to use 1 tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil. So 1 tablespoon goes in. Extra virgin olive oil. And to that, we're going to add 1 teaspoon of Dijon mustard. In goes the mustard. And what we're going to want to do is whisk that together. There we go. This is going to make a beautiful lacquer glaze. Okay, that's mixed together. Okay, very simple. And now we're going to continue. We're going to put that there. We are going to continue with some more ingredients. 1 tablespoon of maple syrup. So we get our maple syrup again. In that goes. Okay. And then 1 tablespoon of soy sauce. In goes the soy. 1 tablespoon. And then, for the garlic lovers, 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder. Okay. And then, quite simply, just mix them all together. Okay, and there we have it. Might be hard for you to see, but just a nice little glaze there. But you're going to see it because we're going to use it on our pork loin. So let's take this tenderloin out. Very, very nice. And I'm just going to pat it dry. Okay. There we go. Alrighty, so now that we've got that done, let's take some of this lacquer that we made and we're going to brush it. You can see it's got that color from the soy. It's a bit dark and it's you know, it's runny, but it's somewhat thickish. Okay. We're going to do both sides, top and bottom. Let's brush that. Get it brushed on and coated. Very, very nice. This is the finishing touch, folks, that we needed right here. The finishing touch. Okay, I have a little bit more. We could save a little. In fact, maybe I will just save a little that will just touch up the top of it halfway through cooking. All right, speaking of cooking, got my tray here. The oven has been preheating to 400 degrees. I'm just going to use my smaller oven today. Let's take that beautiful pork tenderloin. There we go. All right, let's make our way to the stove. Let's make our way to the oven. Okay, and we want it cooked to about 145 degrees internal temperature. So I have an actual temperature probe. I'm going to use it. I'm going to put it in right in the middle. Right there. Okay. So now that that's set, make our way over to the oven. And typically at 400 degrees in your oven, it should take around 20 minutes, thereabouts, depending on the size and thickness of your pork tenderloin. But 20 minutes is a good general guide. But I have the temperature probe in there. We're going to let it get to 145. And I think I have just a little bit of that lacquer finish here. We're going to put a little bit on about halfway through at about the 10-minute mark. It's been about 10 minutes. We're going to put a little touch of that lacquer on top again. Oh, it's cooking nice. Just going to add a little bit more. Color the top of that. Beautiful. Okay, use that all up. I'm losing all the heat out of my oven now, folks. Okay, just added 2 minutes to the cook time. Anyways, we got it covered. Internal temperature is hit 145. Time to turn our oven off. And out comes our beautiful pork tenderloin. Sizzling. Oh yes. Okay. So we have to let it rest now. Rest patiently. And while it's resting, come on out of there. It is going to continue to cook. It'll probably gain an internal temp of at least 5 degrees. So I'm going to plate it. And we are going to tent it. You don't want to cover it. You don't want it to be steaming. You just want to retain some of that heat. So we're going to leave it tented. You want it to rest at least 5 minutes, anywhere from 5 to 10 in that range. and then you can cut into it. But of course, the longer you wait, the better it is. Help retain the juices. All right, I'm gonna be patient, and then we're gonna cut into it. And while it's resting, you know what we're gonna do, folks? We're gonna take some of these juices right here, and oh yeah, a lot of flavor in there. We're gonna put that right over top of those sliced. Once we slice into it, we'll put that over top. It'll be perfect. Okay, I went the distance, 10 minutes. And it has been resting nicely, and we are gonna cut into this now. Let's start. Oh, it's got a nice color on the inside. I'm gonna cut them about, I'm gonna use inches again. I know I always bounce between metric and imperial, right? Okay, oh, it's pink inside. It's cooked perfectly. I'm gonna cut these little medallions. It has released some juices. It's still quite warm. And the end piece here, let's cut that. There we go. Okay. That goes aside. Maybe what we'll do is we'll just domino effect this. If I can, make a little bit of room. Just like that, and just angle them just a bit. There we go. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Okay, and now this beautiful, oh, juices, all these juices go right on top. That's what I'm talking about right there, folks. That's what I'm talking about right there. Look at that pork tenderloin. Okay, I got to get myself a fork and a knife, and we're going to dig in. And actually, I think all I'm going to need is a fork. But I see this beautiful juice here. I'm going to just reserve a little bit of that. There we go. Very nice. All right, I'm going to start, I'll start with the end piece here. You take that little end piece. Oh, look at this. I'm going to dip it in. Oh. Mmm. Mmm. That, folks, is absolutely delicious. That brine we made earlier and that marinade. Mmm. That is so good. Tender, juicy, and flavorful. What a way to make a pork tenderloin. And you saw how easy it was. Very, very easy. The key was the marinating in that special brine that we made, and then of course the lacquer finish. What a touch. We're going to enjoy this tonight for dinner. Wherever you're tuning in from, I really hope you give this recipe a try. It's super delicious, and I want to thank you for spending time in the kitchen with me on today's episode of Cooking with the Koyas. And as always, folks, until next time, buon appetito. Dip it in there. Why not?